The morning was quiet, but Maya's heart was not. She stood in front of her mirror, staring at her reflection as sunlight touched her face. Today felt different. The air felt heavy, but she kept telling herself it was only excitement. She fixed her dress again and again, brushing her hair with slow, careful hands. She looked beautiful. She looked ready. Ready for the promise he made. Yesterday night, Derek had held her hand and whispered in his warm, deep voice. "Tomorrow, we talk about marriage. I am serious, Maya." Those words kept spinning in her mind like a sweet dream. For weeks, she waited, hoping Derek truly meant it. And now the day had finally come. But inside her chest, she felt something strange. A soft fear. A quiet warning. Still, she ignored it. She wanted to believe. Before leaving the house, Maya took one last look in the mirror. It's going to be a good day, she told herself. But fate had already chosen a different path for her. Outside, the street was peaceful. Children laughed in the distance, birds rested on electric wires, and a cool wind blew through her hair. Maya took slow steps toward the bus stop, holding her phone tightly in her hand. She was smiling without even realizing it. She imagined Derek's face when he saw her dressed up like this. Maybe today he would kneel. Maybe today he would say the words every girl dreams of. Maybe today her life would finally change. But as she reached the bus stop, her phone vibrated. Unknown number, don't trust him. Maya stopped walking. Her smile disappeared instantly. "What is this?" she whispered. She looked around, confused, a little scared. The message came again. "Unknown number, he is lying to you." Her fingers trembled. Who would send something like that? She looked around again, but everything looked normal. Only a few strangers around her, an old woman, a teenage boy, a man reading a newspaper. Nobody looked suspicious. Maya took a deep breath and put her phone away. "This must be a joke," she said, forcing herself to calm down. She didn't want to ruin her day because of some random message. The bus arrived. Maya stepped in and sat near the window. As the bus moved, her mind kept returning to the message. Her heart whispered that something was wrong, but her love whispered that everything would be fine. Love won the battle for now. When she reached the cafe, Derek was already sitting at a corner table. He looked handsome, but somehow different today. His face looked tired. His eyes looked stressed. The moment he saw her, he forced a smile. "Maya, you look beautiful." She blushed a little, but she noticed something. He didn't stand up to greet her like he usually did. His hands were shaking slightly. "Is everything okay?" she asked softly. Derek nodded too quickly. "Yes. Yes, everything's fine." "Sit." Maya sat down slowly. Something in his voice felt off. Something inside her started to worry again. Derek kept checking his phone every 2 minutes. His knee bounced under the table. He looked at the door again and again, as if waiting for someone dangerous to arrive. Maya finally asked, "Derek, what's wrong? You're acting strange." He looked at her and tried to smile, but the smile broke instantly. "It's nothing. I'm just stressed. Because of your job." "Yeah, job." But the way he said it felt like a lie. The air between them grew heavy. Then suddenly, the cafe door opened sharply. A woman walked in, tall, confident, with sharp eyes and a cold expression. She looked around the cafe until her eyes landed on Maya and Derek. Her face twisted in anger. She walked straight to their table. Maya felt her heart jump. The woman leaned close to Maya and whispered, so only she could hear. "You think he loves only you?" Maya's blood froze. Her throat locked. Her mind went blank. Before Maya could react, the woman turned and walked away as fast as she came. Derek stood up so quickly the chair nearly fell. "We need to leave," he said, grabbing Maya's hand. His voice was tight. His eyes were frightened. "Who was she?" Maya asked, her voice shaking. "No one," Derek said too quickly. "Just, we need to go." He dragged her out of the cafe. His grip was strong, too strong. Maya tried to stop walking. "Derek, tell me. What is happening? Who was she?" He looked around the street before answering, like someone was watching them. "I will explain later. Not here." But Maya wasn't satisfied. The fear she felt in the morning was now roaring inside her. The warning message, the woman. Derek's panic. Something was very, very wrong. As they walked away from the cafe, Maya looked back at the door. And for the first time today, she felt it clearly. She wasn't stepping into a happy future. She was stepping into a war she didn't even know existed. A war she never asked for. A war that had already begun. Maya walked beside Derek, but every step felt heavier than the last. His hand held hers tightly, almost painfully, as if he was afraid she would disappear. But Maya could feel it. He wasn't holding her out of love. He was holding her out of fear. The street felt different now. No longer normal. No longer safe. Cars passed, people moved, but Maya felt like someone was watching them. She kept looking behind her, expecting to see that woman again, the one who whispered those terrifying words. When they reached a quiet corner, Maya finally pulled her hand away. "Stop," she said firmly. Her voice was calm, but her heart raced. "Tell me what's going on." Derek turned to her slowly. His face was pale, his forehead covered in sweat. He looked like a man surrounded by ghosts. For a moment, he didn't speak. He only looked at her like he was memorizing her face. "Maya, please," he whispered. "We should not talk here." "Then where?" she argued. "You're scaring me." "Who was that woman? Why did she say that?" Derek swallowed hard. "That woman shouldn't have come. She wasn't supposed to find us." "Find us? Why would she look for us?" "Derek, answer me." He took a deep breath, but before he could speak, his phone vibrated. He looked at the screen and his expression changed instantly. His eyes widened, fear shot through his body, and he stepped back. What happened?" Maya asked. He didn't answer. He just stared at the phone like it was a bomb. Maya grabbed his wrist. "Derek, please. What's in that message?" He finally showed her. "Unknown number, you have 1 hour. Bring the girl." Maya felt her entire body go cold. Her breath stopped. "Bring the girl," she whispered. "Derek, what does this mean?" Derek closed his eyes. His hands shook. "Maya, let's go somewhere private." "No," she said, backing away from him. "Tell me right here. Right now." For the first time, Derek looked defeated. Like a man with no more lies left to hide behind. "Maya. I didn't want you to be part of this." "Part of what?" He looked around again, paranoid, nervous. Then, in a low, shaking voice, he said, "I owe money to dangerous people. Very dangerous. They told me to." He stopped. His throat tightened. "To what?" Maya asked, stepping closer. "To use me? To hurt me?" He shook his head quickly. "No. Never to hurt you. I swear." "Then what?" "They told me to get close to someone from your company," he said quietly. "To learn things. To get information, that's why I talked to you at first." The words stabbed her heart. Maya felt like someone had pulled the ground from under her feet. "So everything was fake," she whispered. All those sweet words. All those moments. The promise of marriage. No. Derek stepped closer. That part was real. I swear it. I fell in love with you, Maya. I didn't plan it. It just. Maya stepped back. Her eyes were filled with tears she refused to let fall. So the woman, she was one of them. Derek nodded weakly. Her name is Lonnie. She used to work with them. She used to be with me too. Maya's chest tightened. His ex. Dangerous gang. Money. Lies. Everything felt like a nightmare she couldn't wake up from. And now, she asked. What do they want now? Derek swallowed. They want you. Me? Why me? I didn't do anything. They think you have access to something valuable at your office. They think you can help them. And if I don't bring you. He didn't finish the sentence. But he didn't have to. Maya understood. They would come for her. Her breathing became fast, sharp. She held her chest, trying to control the panic rising inside her. So all this time, she whispered, voice shaking. You were bringing me closer to danger. Maya, please. Derek stepped forward and tried to touch her arm. She moved away. I need to leave, she said. Her voice cracked. Her heart broke. But Derek grabbed her shoulders, forcing her to look at him. You can't leave. Not now. They are watching us. If you walk away, they will take you. I promise to keep you safe. Safe. Maya repeated. You are the reason I'm in danger. Derek's eyes filled with pain. Maya. I made mistakes. I know. But I'm trying to fix them. By lying to me, she whispered. By using me. He had no answer. Just silence. For a moment, they stood there, two people who once dreamed about a future together, now trapped in a web of lies, fear, and danger. But the world didn't wait for them. A black car slowed down near the corner. The windows were tinted. The engine hummed like a warning. Derek saw it first. His face turned white. Maya, he whispered urgently. We need to run. Now. Maya followed his eyes. Her heart stopped. The car door slowly opened. A man stepped out, tall, strong, expression cold. His eyes found Maya instantly. A chill ran through her entire body. The war she didn't understand was now standing right in front of her. And there was no turning back. Maya's heart raced as the man stepped closer. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and moved with a dangerous calm. His eyes never left her face. Every step he took felt heavier than the last. She could feel the tension in the air like electricity. Derek grabbed her hand again. His grip was tight, almost desperate. We have to move, he whispered, his voice low. Follow me. Don't scream. Don't run. Maya didn't need to be told twice. Her legs carried her instinctively as Derek led her into a narrow alley behind the street. The walls were old, covered in peeling paint and shadows that seemed to reach out like fingers. She felt trapped, but she also knew that staying in the open was worse. The man from the car was not chasing them, not yet. But Maya could sense it. He was waiting. Watching. Planning. Derek stopped at the end of the alley and leaned against the wall, trying to catch his breath. His face was pale, and sweat ran down his temple. Maya turned to him. Derek, why didn't you tell me about them before? He shook his head. I wanted to protect you. I thought, if I could keep you safe, maybe I could fix this before it hurt you. Maya's hands shook. Protect me? Derek, this isn't protection. This is danger. You lied to me from the beginning. He closed his eyes, his shoulders slumping. I know. I never wanted this. But they're powerful. I owe them, and now they want you. I don't know what to do. Maya's mind raced. Every instinct screamed at her to run, but where could she go? Derek had said they were being watched. Every exit could be a trap. Then we fight, she said suddenly, her voice stronger than she felt. Derek looked at her in surprise. Fight? Maya, we can't fight them. They have guns, connections, power. You don't understand. I don't care, Maya interrupted. I'm not just going to be a victim. I didn't ask for this, but if we don't do something now, they will take me. And I won't let that happen. Derek stared at her, torn between fear and admiration. You're brave, he whispered. I don't know if I can do this without you. Maya felt a strange warmth in her chest despite the fear. For the first time, she felt like she wasn't completely helpless. Together, maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. Before Derek could respond, the sound of footsteps echoed through the alley. Soft at first, then louder. Maya's eyes widened. They're coming. Derek grabbed her hand again and pulled her further into the shadows. They can't see us if we stay low, he whispered. Maya crouched beside him, trying to control her breathing. She could hear voices now, low and angry. The man from the car spoke first. Where is she? Another voice replied. Don't worry. She can't hide from us forever. Maya's stomach twisted. They were professionals. They knew what they were doing. Any mistake, and it could be over. Derek pressed a finger to his lips. SHH, stay quiet. The men walked past, close enough that Maya could feel their presence. She could see the shadows of their shoes on the wall. Her heart felt like it was trying to escape her chest. When the men finally passed, Derek exhaled. That was too close, he whispered. We need to move. Now. They ran from the alley and into a deserted parking lot. Derek led her to a small, old building he knew, an abandoned storage unit. They slipped inside and locked the door behind them. Inside, it was dark and dusty. The smell of old wood and rust filled the air. Maya leaned against the wall, shaking. How did it get this bad so fast? She asked quietly. Derek sank onto the floor beside her. I don't know. I thought I could control it, but they're smarter than I imagined. And now, they're coming for you. Maya looked at him, her anger mixing with fear. You should have trusted me, she said softly. I could have helped you. He looked at her, pain in his eyes. I wanted to protect you. I thought I could handle it. I was wrong. There was a long silence. Outside, the distant hum of the city seemed normal, but inside, the air was thick with danger. Suddenly, a noise, metal scraping on concrete. Maya's head snapped toward the door. They found us, Derek whispered. Maya's breath caught in her throat. Her body froze. But then she realized something she didn't want to freeze. Not anymore. We're not running, she said, her voice steady now. We face them. Together. Derek looked at her in surprise, and then slowly nodded. Together, he agreed. The two of them stood up, ready to face whatever was coming. Their fear was still there, but it was mixed with determination. Outside the door, footsteps were getting closer. The danger was real, immediate, unstoppable. But inside that small storage unit, something had shifted. Maya and Derek were no longer just two people running from a problem. They were a team, ready to fight. And the war had only just begun. The storage unit was quiet except for the soft sound of their breathing. Maya's heart still pounded, but now it was mixed with a strange sense of resolve. She had decided she would no longer be a victim. Derek was pacing the small space, running his hands through his hair. His face was tense, eyes darting to the door every few seconds. We need a plan, he said, voice low but urgent. They're smart. They won't stop until they get you. Maya clenched her fists. We fight. But first, we need to know who exactly we are up against. Derek stopped pacing. He looked at her, and for a moment, his usual confidence was gone. He swallowed hard. There's something I haven't told you, he admitted. Maya's stomach twisted. Something else. He nodded. The woman you saw earlier. Lonnie, she's not just my ex. She's part of the group that's after you. And, she used to be very close to me before things went wrong. I trusted her. I thought she changed, but I was wrong. Maya's eyes widened. You trusted her? Derek, she's dangerous. She's the reason we are in this mess. I know, he said quietly. I made mistakes. Big mistakes. But I'm trying to fix them. I want to protect you. I swear. Before Maya could respond, a soft click echoed from the door. Derek froze. Maya's blood ran cold. Someone was opening the lock. Slowly. Carefully. Maya grabbed Derek's arm. They found us, again. The door creaked open, and Lonnie stepped inside. Her face was calm, almost cold, but her eyes were sharp like knives. She smiled faintly. Hello, Derek. And Maya, she said, voice smooth, dangerous. You two are hard to find. But I always get what I want. Maya's fists clenched. Why are you doing this? She demanded. Why him? Why me? Lonnie's eyes flicked to Derek. Why him? Oh, Derek, you're always so naive. You think love can stop everything? You think you can escape the consequences of your choices? Derek's face turned pale. Maya, listen to me. Don't trust her, he said quickly. But Maya ignored him. She stared at Lonnie, trying to see the truth behind her calm face. You're betraying us. You used him, you used me. For what? Lonnie stepped closer. For survival, she said softly. And for power. Derek owes me, Maya. And I intend to collect. Maya felt a wave of anger mixed with fear. Everything she believed in the promise of love, Derek's honesty was slipping away. The man she trusted, was not as untouchable as she thought. You're lying, Maya said, trying to keep her voice steady. He cares about me. He never wanted to hurt me. Lonnie laughed softly, a sound that made Maya shiver. Care? Love? Don't make me laugh. Derek made his choices a long time ago. And now, you're part of the consequences. Derek stepped forward, putting himself between Maya and Lonnie. Stop it, Lonnie. You don't have to do this. But Lonnie only smiled wider. Oh, Derek, you don't get it? You never did. You can't protect her. Not from me. Not from them. And not from yourself. Maya looked at Derek. For the first time, she saw fear in his eyes, real, raw fear. And it broke her heart. She realized that love alone wouldn't save them. They needed strategy, courage, and perhaps, a little luck. Suddenly, a loud crash came from outside. The building shook. Dust fell from the ceiling. They're here. Derek shouted, pulling Maya to her feet. Maya's mind raced. She felt trapped, but something inside her snapped. She would not be helpless. She had to fight. Lonnie's smile disappeared as she backed toward the door. Do what you must, she said. But know this one wrong move, and it's over for both of you. The door slammed behind her as she left. Derek leaned against the wall, breathing heavily. Maya turned to him. Derek, we can't stay here, she said. I know, he replied. We need to act fast. They'll come back, and they won't warn us next time. Maya looked around the small storage unit. It was dark, dusty, and cramped. But it was the only place they had to think, plan, and prepare. We need a plan, she repeated firmly. We fight smart. We use our heads. We use them against themselves. Derek looked at her, admiration and relief flickering in his eyes. You're brave, he said softly. No, Maya corrected. We're brave. Together. That's the only way we survive this. For the first time, Derek felt hope, not from luck, not from promises, but from the determination in Maya's eyes. Together, they could face anything, even betrayal, even danger, even the unexpected war that had already begun. Outside, the city continued, unaware of the battle unfolding in the shadows. But inside that small storage unit, two hearts beat fast, ready to take control of their fate. And the betrayal had only made them stronger. The streets were quiet as Maya and Derek ran. The night air was cold, sharp against their faces, but they barely noticed. Their hearts pounded, and every shadow seemed like a threat. They had escaped Lonnie's trap, but they knew the danger wasn't over. Every step could bring the people chasing them closer. Every sound could be the signal of an ambush. Derek glanced at Maya. Are you okay? He asked, voice low, worried. Maya's hands were trembling, but she nodded. I'm fine. We can't stop now. Not yet. They ducked into an abandoned alleyway and pressed themselves against the walls, trying to catch their breath. The city lights flickered above, but in the darkness, they felt invisible. For now. Derek pulled out his phone. His face was tense. They're still looking for us. Lonnie warned them not to fail. Maya's mind raced. She had thought love was simple. She had thought Derek's promise was enough to protect her. Now she understood, life didn't work like that. Love alone couldn't save anyone. Courage, intelligence, and trust mattered too. We need a plan, she said. We can't just run forever. We need to fight smart. Derek nodded. I know. There's a safe house a few blocks from here. We can get there, rest, and think. Then, we'll deal with Lonnie and them. Maya looked at him. His face was pale, but there was determination in his eyes. And for the first time, she felt hope. Together, she said. Together, Derek repeated. The safe house was small and quiet, hidden behind a row of abandoned shops. Inside, it smelled of dust and old wood. Derek locked the door behind them and leaned against it, exhaustion on his face. Maya sat on an old chair, finally allowing herself to breathe. We're not safe yet, she whispered. But, we survived. That counts for something. Derek nodded, sitting beside her. His hand brushed hers, gentle and reassuring. I didn't want to involve you in this. I never wanted this for you, he said. Maya looked at him, her heart softening despite everything. I know. And I understand why you did it. You wanted to protect me. You just made mistakes along the way. He smiled faintly, a mix of relief and sadness. I'll do anything to make it right. I promise you that. Maya nodded. She felt the truth in his words. Despite everything, she could see the man she had trusted, the man who had truly fallen in love with her. But the danger was still real. Hours later, they rested briefly before Derek whispered. They'll come back. And next time, they won't warn us. We have to be ready. Maya stood up. Her hands were steady now, her mind clear. Then we fight. Not blindly, but smart. We use what we know about them. We use their mistakes against them. Derek looked at her with awe. You've changed, you've become stronger, he said. Maya smiled faintly. Only because I had no choice. Fear taught me courage. They spent the night planning every exit, every possibility, every weakness Lonnie or the gang could have. They analyzed it. The betrayal had taught them something crucial: survival required action, not hope alone. The next day, they moved carefully through the city. Derek had called in a few favors, contacts from his past who owed him trust. They arranged a distraction small, precise, enough to create confusion for their pursuers. When the moment came, they acted. Derek led the way, using clever tricks and traps, while Maya stayed close, alert, and fearless. Every step, every decision mattered. Finally, they confronted Lonnie and her group in a deserted warehouse. The air was thick with tension. Lonnie's face twisted in anger when she saw them. "You think you can escape?" she snarled. Maya stepped forward, standing tall beside Derek. "We're not running anymore," she said. "We are not afraid of you." The fight that followed was tense, smart, and calculated. Derek and Maya used their wits, not brute force. Every move was precise. Every decision mattered. Slowly, they gained the upper hand. In the end, Lonnie realized she had underestimated them. Derek's loyalty and Maya's courage were a combination she couldn't predict. She had no choice but to retreat. As the dust settled, Derek held Maya's hands tightly. "We did it, we survived," he said, voice shaky but full of emotion. Maya looked at him, tears in her eyes, not of fear, but of relief and strength. "Yes, but this changed everything," she said softly. "It showed us what really matters. Courage, trust, and fighting together." Derek nodded. "And love," he added. "Love is real. But it isn't enough on its own. You have to fight for it." Maya smiled. For the first time, she felt truly safe, not because the danger was gone, but because they had faced it together. Outside, the city continued its noisy, chaotic life. But inside, Maya and Derek felt something new: hope, strength, and the knowledge that no matter what came next, they could survive it together. The promise of marriage, the lies, the danger, they were no longer just events in their lives. They were lessons, scars, and strength. She dressed up that day thinking it would be for love. Instead, it became the start of a battle that changed her forever. And now, she was ready for anything.